So as you can see, there are a few more targeting options available. There's the locations targeting option, age, gender, languages, more demographics, interest, behaviors, connections. The big question is, should you use them when you work with custom audiences? Well, if you decide to use custom audiences and if you say, hey, I will just target my customers, your targeting has already reached a high level. In fact, you can't even get more laser targeted on Facebook than reaching your customers or people who have opted into your email list, right? So in 90% of the cases, you definitely should only work with this field here, custom audiences, and basically leave the others blank. However, you can even get more specific. And the only 3 targeting options I would use to get more specific is the locations, age, and gender. So with locations, you can say, hey, I just want to reach a very specific segment of my customers or of my email subscribers who live in the United States, right? So if you have a mixed customer list with people from the United States, UK, Australia, you can say, okay, I just want to reach the ones in the United States or the ones living in the United States and UK, but not the ones living in Australia. You can get even more laser targeted and say, hey, I just want to reach people in New York because, I don't know, you're running a live event in New York and you want to say, hey, are you my customer? Do you live in New York? Then there's a convention taking place in 2 months. Buy your tickets now. Here's the 82% discount. So this is something you could definitely do. Then the age group, you could say, hey, I just want to reach out to the ones who are between 30 and 50 years old. Right? Or customers who are at least 30 years old. You should use this section only if you're selling higher ticket, some higher priced items, okay, some coachings or something that's pretty expensive. The reason is that someone who's like 18 or 20, maybe he bought the product from you that's just like $7 or $15. That's something most 18-year-olds can afford. But if you're asking for more money, something that's a couple of $100s or even more than $1,000, well, someone who's 20, 21 years old, 22, he doesn't earn that much money to be able to afford that kind of product, okay? So you should make sure to target people who are at least 30 years old. These guys are settled, they have a job, they have a decent amount of money that they earn every month. So these are the ones who can probably afford your higher ticket coaching. But if you sell something more expensive or you're promoting something that's a little bit more expensive on Facebook, just make sure to not target customers who are like between 18 to 25 or ideally 30 years old. Go for the ones who are a little bit older than 30 years. And then there's the gender targeting option. This is really niche specific. If you have a product that's only relevant to men or women, then go ahead and use that targeting option over here. So let's do a short recap. If you're working with custom audiences and you're targeting customers or email subscribers, your ads are already super laser targeted. But only if necessary, use the locations, age, or gender targeting option to get even more specific if that's really, really necessary. So in 90% of the cases, you shouldn't do that. But as we figured out now, there are some cases where you might have to use the locations, age, and gender targeting function to just reach a very specific set of your customers.